gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? There are 13 energy centers in and outside of your body, below your feet and above your head. They're called your chakras. Your chakras govern your reality. They make your life happen. They're fueled by your subconscious thoughts, your life force, your action, sexual energy that exists in all of us, creating from the vibration that flows within us. Constant, consistent creation, directed by the choices that we make. You have the right to be who you're supposed to be, so what's it gonna be? You are the master of your vibration. Feed your mind for elevation. There is no time for contemplation. The time is now. So what's it gonna be?
It's gonna be what it is.
All the time.
Hola, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Master Vibration 13 Private Study of Yourself. I am SCG13 and I am Solution.
You're accompanied by the Solution?
I'm accompanied by I Minister Solution.
Minister Solution.
And we are on week 3 of the 9 chakra spiritual cleanse. Accompanying us as well on this particular broadcast, this sacral energy that we're going to be presenting today, we have I Minister Oyeyemi, I Minister Symphony, I Minister Gabrielle, I Minister did I say everybody that's on with us?
I Minister Oyeyemi, I Minister Gabrielle, I Minister Symphony.
Uh-huh.
That's how many people?
Was that who all we had?
Is that everyone that's present?
Is that everyone that's present? Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, I had came in twice because Mercury was retrograding.
It was retrograding. So we were.
I apologize. I really got a problem with this planet. Like she messes with me on Saturdays on retrogrades. Like Mercury's really like heavy in my chart, and it's just like, stick it to you. But I'm not dead, so
Yes. You are not dead. You're still alive. It's been this Mercury. We were talking about it a little bit off.
That's the first thing that she said. You could be dead.
Offline, yeah.
You could be dead.
You could be dead. That's just, she got that from you. Man, it's just been a really intense time with the energy coming on from all different kind of ways, from the weather to, what's happening in your immediate surroundings, what's happening in the, the polarities, all of that. And what has come into my deepest clarity is that all of us that have entered this 9 chakra spiritual cleanse, we've entered into a contract to do this healing for ourselves, this self-healing. So even though, so I was supposed to present this on Friday, right? But it didn't happen on Friday because something said, nope, you have to devote your time to this full moon eclipse and giving your energy to what this is and clearing and, letting go and just doing what needed to be done in that day. And also, like, my energy was just like pulled just really down, where I definitely wasn't in the space to present anything. And it wasn't a bad thing. It was just like kind of like you're walking around knowing, you're seeing everything. I was outside of myself like the whole day, looking at what's happening and hearing these messages that like have been coming nonstop. I swear, I feel like a crazy lady sometimes, but it's okay because we already know it's the, insane in the membrane. We're all a little bit insane. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to be to survive in this space and time that we're in. So what I was reminded was that this work that we're doing, what we committed to do, it started with the 9-day, right? We did the 9-day cleanse, and that went the whole month of April. We're cleansing and cleansing. And we didn't really talk a whole lot about the purge that happens during this cleansing process. And the cleanse and reactivate. I mean, it sounds so good, right? So we're only focused on the cleansing and the activation of these energy centers and how good we're feeling, upon this clearing. But there's a residue. There's some debris over here that we have to clear. And what happens is this, it comes by way of challenges and things that are being shown to us so that they could be removed, things that are being, really put in front of our faces because we asked for it. We asked to be cleansed, healed, and activated. Who said that was cute? It's like we get caught up in this whole idea of illusion of what healing is, just so peaceful and wonderful that it looks so good that we forget that, there's labor pains in this. There are things that we have to go through that hurt so that we can get to the other side of it. Like nobody wants to talk about the pus. And I get it. It's nasty. But it is there and it has to be cleansed. So you have to take the little wipe with the alcohol and clean it up. Do you put alcohol on a pus wound? Like,
I thought you just kind of leave it.
You leave it alone, leave it be. Put some
like
water on
blister?
it. Yeah, like if it's pus and something, you just leave it and then wash it with water, just water, but not alcohol because that'll sting the hell out your wound.
I guess it was still
in the movies they put spirits on. They put some brandy or some whatever. Yeah, I know.
You put on brandy, then I guess you can put on alcohol.
Hey, there it is. Yeah. We got the solution. Going back, you guys, I was told that this contract that we went into does not stop. It's part of the healing that has to happen in humanity. You have to know how you operate, know thyself. And so by whatever means necessary, and by whatever means necessary means that there is no one way for your healing, clearing, and activation. It depends on who you are, what you resonate with, what you're feeling, what you're allowing, where you come from, what your culture is, what all of these things matter, but they matter to you. And your culture, I'm not even talking about your culture of, my culture is Boricua, Puerto Rican, I was born on the island, so that's it. No, I'm talking about my culture, all of the cultures that dominate this soul that I'm carrying. You know what I'm saying? This, what is the most that I need? What is it that I need now that I have used in lifetimes after lifetimes? It doesn't have to necessarily be where my physical body was born in this time. And all of this is happening. When we went in on Friday, so the intention was, I got up that rising and it was like, we're doing I sent out notice, we're doing the session and we had something to do at 8. So I wanted, I wasn't able to do it at 7:30. So I was saying 7. And so then when that situation happened, that intention was enough to keep me in my flow of the sacral chakra is what we're doing. And so the work is going to continue. And this work was continuing and I was feeling it. And these elements, one of the things that, well, you know what, before we even get into it, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, me and the house, the people that are here are the ones that are going to be presenting this energy center for you guys tonight. I want for I Minister Solution to read to us from Rachel Sharon's book, which has been kind of like the beginning of this cleanse that we created, that we just kind of got into. Rachel Sharon's book is what inspired us doing it in this manner, but it's just been expanding in so many different ways. So he's going to tell us where the sacral chakra is, what the color is, the name of it, all that good stuff.
All right. The sacral chakra. The sacral chakra resonates to the color of orange. The ancient Sanskrit name for the sacral chakra is
Swadhisthana.
Swadhisthana. This chakra is located around the lower abdomen. It represents our connections and relationships to our loved ones and the need to be loved and accepted. It holds the key to healthy relationships and the way we express ourselves through our creativity and passion. This chakra is also strongly aligned to our appetite, addictions, desires, and karmic patterning. When the sacral chakra is healthy and in balance, we can relate to people in a mature and positive way. It sparks the deep passion that lies within, so we can channel this energy into new ideas and our creative projects. It connects us to our sensuality, and when in balance, allows us to experience healthy sexual relationships. When this chakra is clear and aligned, we can experience acceptance and gratitude for ourselves, our families, and all that life has to offer. The sacral chakra relates to flexibility, creativity, inspiration, relationships, desires, appetite, addictions, karmic patterns, sexuality and sensuality, community, family and tribe, emotional intelligence, healthy sexual relationships, pleasure and passion, self-acceptance and gratitude, fulfillment of desires.
Gracias. So the sacral chakra is one that I came into this life to study. I minister SEG 13, Sexual Energy Goddess 13. This experience that I had coming into this planet came by, I had to experience all of the levels of this sexual energy and what it is, specifically in the form of sexual abuse from the age of consciously. I can remember from the age of 8. What I realize is that those things could have existed in my life way before then. And it happens a lot of time when we come into this world as, sexual energy goddess is when you come in the form of the divine feminine, you have an extreme power that comes with that. So sexual energy goddess does not say, oh, I'm the only one, I'm so special. Not to say that I'm not special, but there's so many of us that are so very special and are able to dominate in the field of sexual energy. And sexual energy, of course, does not mean just physical sex. That's the that's just that's the later part of it. That's when there's so many levels before that. But what happens is when you come into this world to have that experience and you experience sexual trauma, then Pandora's box is open. And so you experience what you have to experience so that you can navigate that path. So I come from a space of recognizing that truth in myself. So I don't have any emotional ties to, or emotional debilitating ties to the people that wronged me, to the people that raped, abused, molested, all of those different things. I don't have any feelings of hate, any feelings of, I recognize what it is. So say that again. Of revenge, nothing like that. It's like I recognize what it is and the role that I played, and the role that everybody played to get me to where I am today. So I'm honored to have lived in the path through the life that I've had and the people that have existed on all levels. Like all the people that got on my last goddamn nerve. I'm grateful for all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all part of my experience that I had to have so that I could be who I am. And when you get to the point of being happy with who you are, then you are, you have done a lot of work there. And this is not work that just happened, in a 9-day cleanse, in a 9-week cleanse. This has been a lifetime of work that's been happening specifically with this area, with this energy center, with the sacral. And, this cleanse, what it did was it just confirmed so much of the work that has been done, because see, your chakras are working or not working, whether you know they exist or not. Your knowledge of their existence is not going to change what it is that they do. But your knowledge of their existence can change the direction and how they flow, and it can change them to the point where they're all activated and you're able to align with infinite intelligence and get the answers to absolutely everything and live a peaceful, blissful life, and all of these things where we're getting to, and being able to have this visualization and being able to access your heart chakra, all of this is stemming from this sacral space. We talked about the earth star, we talked about the root. This sacral space is where you decide who you are. This space is responsible for what you believe about yourself. It's responsible for the relationship that you have with everybody, with everything. Relationships is a focus in this energy center. And the most important relationship, we've talked about this a dozen times, is the relationship that you have with yourself. And the clearest signal as to why this energy center is the most damaged is because look at how flawed the relationships in the world are. But people don't recognize that the relationships that are happening outside in the world are the relationships that are happening within ourselves. All of the chaos is within. And when we find peace in that, then we're going to be able to find peace on the outside. It's hilarious to hear it coming out of my mouth because I feel like Bruce Lee. I sound like a dang on movie, which shows me that these messages have been in our existence for all time. But we've been able to catch them based on our frequency, based on where we are. And so one of the things that really stood out when Solution was talking about, the things that this relates to is our karmic relationships and our relationships with family. So many people are trying to fix their relationships with their families, but they're completely neglecting the relationship that they have with themselves. And so when you have a misunderstanding and you're not able to get into that space of comfort where you can have communication, and it comes with the anger, and it comes with the, getting so upset over the emotion of it. This is also the place where emotional intelligence sits in. So everything that's happening in our lives is showing us a great example of how our sacral chakra, this energy center in our bodies, is completely out of balance, is out of alignment in some way or another. And having another person tell you how to fix it does not work anymore. The only thing that works is for you to know what it is and for you to feel your way through the center. So many times and in so many ways through Master Vibration 13, you have experienced and witnessed my journey through the sacral chakra. I've talked about sexual energy and the sacredness and all of these wonderful things and my own experience of it. It's all in there at Master Vibration 13. So tonight, I want to share the mic with the others that have been part of this journey of cleansing and activating this space and feeling what it feels like to make a commitment to ourselves of doing this work and seeing how it expresses itself in our lives. So I am going to pass the mic. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and give everybody that's here live with us a round of applause. You being here tonight is very important because although I cannot reveal it all, wonderful and fantastic things are happening. And everything that is happening now in this moment is essential to what's happening in our future. So I'm honored to have you ladies on board with us tonight. I want to go ahead and allow you guys, I know that it's kind of like we haven't, if anybody's in the chat and wants to say who wants to go first or whoever's feeling it wants to go first and share, you can have the mic. I yield the floor. Sacral Chakra, what has this experience been for you?
I'll break the ice. This experience taught that I am a work in progress. No matter how much healing I have done, I am still working on healing because my sacral chakra was attacked during my programming years. And at this old 40 age, I've realized that all the things that I've done is because of the blockages in that space. Mm-hmm. So at this juncture in this cleanse, it's been kind of a constant reminder of what it is that I have to do for myself. So it's like coming to a place of realizing, okay, I've been damaged and it's okay. I can heal myself by not holding on to the damage, mm-hmm. by letting it go, and then forgiving and actually moving through the phase of understanding, understanding, overstanding, just basically standing. So being straight up within my truth. So for me, being truthful about my past with males has been difficult because from an egoic standpoint, males that I've dealt with don't really know how to navigate a healing space. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's been a journey of just constant getting back to a space of saying, okay, this happened and this happened for a specific reason for me to come to a place of understanding what this journey is about, being able to forgive, being able to let go, and then moving forward. So that has been my experience with this cleanse, with this sacral chakra. It's been just basically constantly knowing that it's okay, mm-hmm. and to go back and to be with my inner child and to let her understand that it's okay. And that's just what this journey is about. Constantly being in a place of no matter how much damage has been done or perceived damage, that it's okay. Mm-hmm. So in this place of, me personally, I was gang raped at 16 by 5 different men and then disposed in a junkyard. I've had experiences with males which have led me to the I hate men stage, mm-hmm. and then coming to a place of understanding that it was my energy and me not knowing fully of myself that attracted those experiences, and to forgive myself for not knowing and forgive them for not knowing, mm-hmm. and then to constantly be okay with healing and allowing the people that do know, mm-hmm. and the males that are in a place of knowing to assist with my healing journey. So the sacral chakra has been like a really triggering thing because if my root is unbalanced, the sacral immediately gets triggered. If my heart is unbalanced, the sacral immediately gets triggered. So it's like a real balancing act on a day-to-day, using this detox to remind myself, okay, I have the tools, I have the resources, I know what it is that I need to do as far as anything, being it, sitting down and being quiet, or going to do an activity that uplifts my soul, or just anything that reminds me to be in a space of forgiving and moving on. And that has allowed the energy to move past the sacral chakra and into the higher chakras. So for me, this cleanse has really targeted just knowing, just understanding the experience, knowing it, forgiving it, healing it, and then still continuing to accept the healing of it and then go that route. Mm-hmm. So at this current present time, this cleanse has brought me to a place of when we first started the cleanse, even though we're like 4 weeks in, I'm going back to the beginning and then starting from the root again. Yes. Because I understand the connectedness to all the chakras. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's just basically just remembering to forgive, mm-hmm. to allow the space to forgive others, myself, and then to continue to heal. So that's where I'm at with the sacral.
That is fantastic, I Minister Symphony. And I have to ask you this. So, because we've been going through this process we're self-healing practitioners, and we're wanting for people to understand that this healing is a process, and you don't have to be like this medical master, philosopher, whatever, to experience the healing or to be able to do it. So do you feel yourself still able to teach through this process as do you feel that you're able to help others through your process of healing, or do you feel like you gotta wait?
I actually feel like I'm best at helping others, only because I'm in the constant reminding of healing. Mm-hmm. So as I work on myself, I'm helping others through every interaction that I have. So even though this last couple of weeks have been like so difficult as far as the interactions I've been having, within them I'm able to come to a place of reflection, mm-hmm. and realize and catch myself and like, mm-hmm. okay, so you're feeling this way because of this. And then now take a step back and look at it for what it actually is. So I feel like being in this place right now with the detox, mm-hmm. I feel like I'm at my best to be able to teach others, because I've gone through it not once, not twice, but a consistent thing. And so therefore, even if I'm still in the mix of consistently healing, I can see and point out and actually empathize, mm-hmm. with what someone might be going through their journey, and say, hey, no, wait, hold up. I did this and that didn't work for me. I did this and this works for me. And these are your options that you might choose to do that these right. might work for you. So I feel like in this space, in this detox right now, it's an opportune time to teach others because we're experiencing it real time.
I am so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear your progress, and just to hear how ready you are to help others, because that's what is happening with Master Vibration 13, is that we are expanding in this world that's expanding, and there's, we need more of us to step up to do this work. So I'm just so happy to know that you're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, that was I Minister Symphony from the Ministry of Mother of Pearls, and the healing of we just connect cosmic
Cosmic Connection 79.
Cosmic Connection 79. Thank you so much, because it's like my mind is it's everywhere. But thank you. Cosmic Connection 79, and you can find Cosmic Connection 79 at mastervibration13.com. You can check out the group in there and say hi to I Am Symphony, and talk to her, check her out. Okay, we have another self-healing master, that wants to, master practitioner, who wants to come up and share your experience through this process, what it's been like for you, what can you share with us?
Greetings.
Greetings.
I too am a child of molestation, but we talk about the karmic piece of molestation. What I came to an understanding of was that I abused my molester. So in a prior incarnation, I was their molester. So therefore, the karmic tie in this incarnation was they were my molester. So that was revealed to me through meditation. So it's a form of forgiveness for self and forgiveness for them. Now I can sit with them, and because my molestations were my brothers. So there's no animosity, no hatred. It's just total forgiveness. But it's a process. And every day is rising above all of that and seeing that you don't have to be tied to what happened to you, or knowing that it is what it is. And you can choose to rise above it, you can choose to heal from it, or you can choose to stay in it and be a victim instead of a victor.
Mm-hmm.
In the sacral, which is the womb, creation, life, animation, power, for me, being able to understand the sacredness of the womb, creation, life. A lot of times we look at creativity as being able to make things and jewelry or painting. But creativity is beyond the jewelry and the painting. Creativity is your ideas. Creativity is your words. Creativity is bringing forth life. Creativity is being able to raise that sexual energy up, to bring it to ecstasy, and actually walk into your sensuality. And for me, during the 9-day chakra cleanse, sensuality means it's just your senses. Being in tune with your senses and being in tune with your sexuality. We've been taught that sexuality means being sexy, but it's an innate nature. Sensual means your senses. Sexuality is just a part of, you hear about, she's a fast girl. No, she's just in tune with her sexuality. She doesn't, it's just a form of knowing, it's a form of awareness, not being that the child is fast. It's just the child is aware of her sexuality, not living from that, just being that. And so often we have been taught that, well, that's not a good thing. It doesn't make you promiscuous, or that our vagina or our womb is sacred or it's golden. We're not really taught about the sexual part of us, the sensual part of us. But during this cleanse, it opens up that door where it's shown it's the creation, but it's much, much more deeper than just creation. The womb and its power. We don't give her a voice. She's our intuition. We don't listen to her. We don't honor her. But the more you listen, the more you honor, the more powerful you become. And then it spreads out. And then your relationships with others is because of your relationship with your womb. And as I Stephanie said, everything starts with the root. She is the portal. She is the gateway. She is the black hole. And they're so very closely interacted. So for me, the sacral is, she's everything. She's life in herself. There's nowhere that she can't take you if you listen and you honor her. And so often you don't listen, you don't honor her. But if you do, she's awesome. She has a name if you choose to give her one.
So you're saying if you choose to give her one, so you're saying give our yonis a name?
Yeah. Give your vagina a name and give your womb a name. Yes. She has a voice. And she's waiting. They're both waiting.
What are some of the things?
You didn't hear me.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I didn't hear you.
I was going to say, what are some of the things that someone who is wanting to get deeper connected to that central part of themselves, not so much like we mentioned, not the sexual, not the, I'm so sexy, but that sensual part about themselves that connects them with everything that's in nature, that real, what are some of the things that we can do to help us get to that deeper state of sensuality?
Well, we start by paying attention to our senses. Your taste, your touch, your smell, your feel. That's how it all starts out. What do I see? What do I taste? What do I touch? What do I feel? And really paying attention to that. Because it's all about taste, touch, seeing, feeling, and knowing. And when you come in and become, because we all have a sense of smell, we all have a sense of touch, we all have a sense of taste and feeling. But the deeper you go into your senses, the deeper you sit into them. We never pay attention to what we smell. We never really pay attention to our taste or our touch. Mm-hmm. How many of us really honor those feelings? We don't. For me, I had to recognize that that's a part of who I am. We all say we have a sixth sense. Mm-hmm. We do. But we honor all of those senses, and we acknowledge that we exist, and the sacredness of those senses, that creates our sensuality.
It's the little things.
It's the little things. And the sacredness of those little things. What's the sacredness of seeing? What's the sacredness of touching? What's the sacredness of tasting? We forgot that we're sacred. Our womb and our vagina are sacred spaces. And we've lost the touch of how sacred we are.
We absolutely lost
it. And when you begin to honor your senses, you begin to honor who you are. And so often we don't honor our senses.
Thank you for that.
When you smell something, the excitement of when you smell something, like when we smell good food, what's the first thing we do?
You smile. Your eyes light up. It's just, it's exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. And these are these are those little things that we don't give enough attention to. And it was interesting because while you were saying that, what was coming into my mind too was just, even when we come, there's people that they get because they've been in relationships for so long, right? And they're, it's old, or they're tired, or it's boring now. But these are the same people that don't pay attention to the senses, and that all of the little things, and it definitely begins from way beyond the bedroom, and all of those sensibilities, those things that really activate our that energy center. Those things need to happen. We can't skip over it, like the what is it, the warming up, the grooming, the getting the foreplay that has to happen.
Right. And so often, since you mentioned it, so often when you talk about relationships, in my medicine, I ask sisters all the time, when you first meet somebody and you get that giddy feeling, can you get that giddy feeling about yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Can you really get giddy about meeting yourself? And then, like you said, in relationships, so often we forget about the energy of meeting that person for the first time, or actually communicating beyond sexual. I mean, just actually experiencing when we're sitting together and there's a harmony and a flow.
Mm-hmm.
Just being in the same space, or just the look.
It's so funny that you asked that, that you say that, because that's what I'm experiencing now through this process. I am so excited about this me that I'm becoming. And I did the purging of the old self and the things that are, the things that are being released because they're not benefiting me. And I feel like a naked baby, just ready for what it is that I am becoming, and knowing that I'm becoming something magnificent, because it's what I've been working on, it's what I've been knowing, it's what I've been feeling. And now I feel it without that, oh, I'm waiting for this to happen, or I'm waiting for that to happen. It's happening right now. And I'm really excited. And it's all scary at the same time too, because I don't know, who this person is fully gonna be, but I'm so excited to find out. And that's that sacral work. And it's taken a long time, for me to get here, but it's not taking that long for people to get there when they're ready to do it. And when it happens in an instant.
Yeah. And I don't use the word work because it's a practice.
Mm-hmm.
Master Vibration 13, the private study of self. So often we use the word learn, but it's actually a study.
Mm-hmm.
You're really studying who you are. You're really paying attention. And when you study yourself, how do you know yourself until you observe, when you pay attention, and when you intend to do something? I don't use that word intention a lot, but I do use the word intend.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did the etymology of intention.
Uh-huh.
Sure, it says aim and purpose, but it also says it's an exertion, it's a force, it's a strain.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped using the word intention and I started using the word to intend.
Mm-hmm.
What do I intend? Now, intend means purpose, aim, but it says the strain, but it doesn't say exertion. It doesn't say force.
Mm-hmm. I feel it. I get it.
Mm,
I got it.
The greatest and the most powerful beings on the planet. But knowing that and living from that and allowing ourselves to be that is the greatest gift that we can give one. So,
I agree. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm Minister Ojayemi from Queen. Can you please tell us the name of your ministry? Because I don't want to mess it up.
it's Queen Mother's Sacred Ancestral Palace Ministry.
Ache. Thank you. Thank you. We have somebody. somebody else that wants to come on, you can also find Minister Oyeyemi at Master Vibration 13 and check out her palace there. Who is next? Bassett wants to be next. She's trying to come in. But what is your expression of the sacral chakra? What has it been for you through this process to not only do your healing, but now you have to put this into your life practice and action every single day? Because with this contract that we created with the universe, it's not going to go away. We ask for clearing and activation, and we ask with our minds and with our hearts, and so it is. So it's happening now. So what is that like for you who haven't spoken yet, self-healing practitioner? I'm going to take that to mean that everyone
I could say,
that was there has spoken.
In regards to the honoring and being more informed about the sacral chakra, I'm seeing that this chakra relates to addictions. And I really do feel that I have a very addictive personality, and it definitely is about making my addictions be a benefit. It's almost like when you was on the basketball court a couple of days ago, I kept looking to teach you because I felt like, it's funny because I was so consistent and frequently, kind of coaching you in regards to shooting the basketball, because I was like, man, this is kind of, I didn't even want to get deep into it, but when you don't have any bad habits, then you can just create good habits out the gate. So then you don't have to go back and break those bad habits. So it's almost like if you can make your addictions beneficial addiction, addictions that are to your benefit,
right,
for lack of a better word, then it's like it's just a easier advancement and evolution in existence. So if you have this palette that, like oftentimes women are easier to teach in boxing and certain things, because guys, we see fighting or whatever, and we already came up with some kind of outlandish ability to throw it as punch or whatever, and now you got to break all of that because that's been consistently created as being the baseline of how you go about doing something.
Right.
But I was just going back to say, so I was just seeing my addictive personality and saying that, it's definitely worth the energy to create and exist in beneficial addictions.
Okay.
If that makes sense at all.
You kind of lost me a little bit when you were talking about
what?
When you were teaching.
Well, when I was teaching, that's what I was going back to, like when we were out there on the basketball court, we're doing certain things and you've never done it before, so you haven't really created any bad habits. That's why I was like more on you, because I'm like, if you're doing it right now, you don't have to go back and reprogram because you created bad habits because you started doing it this way as opposed to doing it the right way or the correct way.
Okay.
So that's all I was just saying. Yeah.
I
don't know.
got you.
Okay.
I think that you know, when you talk about the addictive personality, and that comes from your sacral space.
Yeah, I didn't know
Would
that.
you say that knowing that that part addiction comes from that sacral space, is that helpful to you moving forward in how you handle what addiction is, or how to transform it, or you know?
How to navigate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like, yeah, me knowing that I can fall into, that same formula or existence easy, because that my personality addresses or exists there quite easily, gives me the ability to at least be aware of it and just not go on autonomous mode or autopilot and just let it go and get out of control in that addiction. So yes, definitely, most definitely.
So we know that knowing what your energy centers are and what they do is just the most important information that you can have to navigate this path. There's a lot of changes that are happening in the world, but none is more important than the change that's happening inside of us, because we're the ones that are creating this world that we're existing in. So I just wanted to quickly go over my notes. This energy center is damaged in absolutely all of us, so it takes a consistent work. I wanted to go back really quick and just say to Minister Oyeyemi, thank you for that clarification when it came to when I think about my forgiveness to the people that have done me wrong or whatever. I hadn't really put that piece together of what I've done to other people in another lifetime, this karmic debt. And this is where, this energy center, that's your karmic patterns. That's where it exists at. So it's a lot of work that needs to be done in this specific energy center. And everybody is going to have their time with each one, so what I've learned through this process also is that, okay, so now we're dedicating a week long to the sacral and a week long to all of the different ones, but in your world, it's going to be however much time you need for that particular space. Your awareness of yourself is going to make it easier for you to know, this is what I'm working on now, or this is what I'm calling to be worked on. And this is what all of this is about. It's about being able to self-assess and to, energize yourself, to guide yourself, to know which direction you're going yourself, to know what it is that you need so that you can get back right. All of these things are what matters. And in essence, it's really interesting, because when you talk about like Master Vibration 13 being a quote unquote business, it wouldn't really be a good business. Because if I'm teaching you how to help yourself, what do you need me for? You know what I'm saying? But that's what is so important about now, because a lot of people, for example, are worried about AI taking over. If there's something that AI can take over, then that means that you yourself must evolve to the next version of yourself, because there is no competition. You're not going to sit there and compete with no robot. I mean, you can't. You're not a robot. But what you bring into this planet as a human being, nobody could duplicate. Not even the clones. Like the clones, y'all seen clones. You can tell these clones are damn clones. They ain't fooling nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is fooling anybody anymore. When somebody is telling you something and they're in your face and they're telling you something, you know whether it's the truth or it's a lie. You know it because you feel it. And so that's with everything. And this is why it's so important that we come to the full awareness of who we are, because everything is going to be better when we get to that point. Absolutely everything. And knowing who we are means knowing our flaws and knowing, our imperfections, and knowing that it's okay to have those imperfections, because they are absolutely part of our makeup. And those parts of ourselves are important. We have to lose this idea, this program that says that what we saw on TV of who we are or who we're supposed to be, that's what it is. Because that's not what it is. I'm on autopilot with this 9 chakra spiritual cleanse. Some people will be spending more time balancing and clearing a particular chakra. For me, it has been the sacral. It has always been the sacral. And I think that through this process, I'm going to be still more in tuned with the others. But I have such a deep passion about the root and the sacral. And it does have to do with my abuse with the past, but they're telling me in this very moment that what I'm going into is being able to dominate and master the other chakras in the way that I did the sacral, because it is time for me to move on and let go. I've spent 52 years of my life healing my sacral space, even when I didn't know that I was healing it, because what I recognize now is that I've been being worked on even before I knew who my allegiance was and who my spiritual family is. Before I knew that it was happening. So now I recognize that it is continuous. There's some questions that I want us to ask ourselves. What patterns are we running that need to be changed, that need to be let go? And, you're going to know that because it's going to keep coming into your frequency. It's going to come in your face. It's going to show up in your face. Minister Symphony was talking about just the reflections of other people and how when other people show themselves, they're showing us who we are. And so when we have a feeling or an emotion about somebody else, we got to, turn it back to ourselves and ask, why are we feeling this way? There are 4 focus points that you guys are going to be getting this week. That's flexibility, creativity, inspiration, and relationships. Those cards are already in the private study of yourself in the study sessions section. Please look at those and reflect on those. As we move in this independence of what Master Vibration 13 is, what we're moving towards is that you guys are going to be able to connect to some of the other self-healing practitioners in this space that are going to be able to assist you when you need assistance in certain times. But the key is for you to be able to assist yourself, and that's what's going to remain through this process. So I am going to be removing myself from that space of being that, such hands-on with everybody, because what I've learned about myself and what I've studied about myself is that, I am a messenger. And oftentimes as a messenger, you get a messenger and you're just giving and offering the message, and you don't often practice it yourself. It's like you get this feeling of, I delivered the message, so I'm good. I know. And this is something that I've known for a long time, but it comes on so many different areas and so many different levels. And so many times I've hidden myself behind other people in other ways. In so many ways I've done that. And so my passion for other people is so strong that I do excuse it in myself, and I offer my time and I give myself away consistently, time and time again. And there is no expectation, but there is an expectation. We may think that there's not an expectation, but there always is. And when people don't meet our expectations, we become disappointed. And this disappointment stems from us having to look back into who we are and what it is in us that needs to be healed, that needs to be brought into balance, so that we could be able to give of ourselves in a balancing way, that we're not giving of ourselves in a way, so much that we're ignoring who we are and what we have to do for our own selves. So, and in doing that, it's a blessing to others, because nobody needs hand holding right now. It's not good for anybody. It's like the training wheels have to come off. And for Master Vibration 13, I have been that training wheel for everybody. And so it's time for the training wheels to come off, and it's time for us to do this work. So in moving forward, the focus is on the tour that we're doing in meeting the people that are doing this work, that are ready to continue this work in their own way, in their own service, in their own capacity. And so Solution and I are the only ones that can do this physical work of getting out and meeting you guys face to face. So that's what we're doing. And that's what the focus is going to be on. So Master Vibration 13 will always be here. It will always exist. But you guys are going to be seeing other faces and hearing other voices, other people that have gone through it and that have been evolving through their own lives, that are willing to take the time now to share their perspective on things with you. So as we continue with these 9 chakras, they're going to come. The next one is the solar plexus, and I have to look at the list to see who's assigned to the solar plexus. I believe it's Oyeyemi that is next on the solar plexus. I'm Minister Oyeyemi. Is that you on the solar plexus? Or was that
Yes,
Cherie?
it is.
Yes, it is. Okay. And so that's going to be done on your time, in your way. So it doesn't have to be on a Friday. It'll be on the day that you tell me that you're ready. And we'll do that. I mean, if it could be within the week before we start the week, that would be great. But it absolutely has to be authentic to you. And that's part of what we're doing, through this process. So, you and I will get together on how that's going to be presented. And we're going to be presenting it. We're going to continue to present it in this way to the people at Master Vibration 13. And we intend for Master Vibration 13 to continue to grow with people who are going to continue to come in and do the work on themselves and subscribe to the study, to the private study of yourself. So with that, I think we're already over the time, and I know that I said that didn't matter too much, but it really always does. I do wanna. There's something that I needed to share, and that is for the addiction. If you want to, what I had written was that you want to be real with yourself with that, with what your addictions are, because you know what your addictions are, and you can be addicted to things that are good, and use that thing that you know about yourself of having an addictive personality and put that into things that are beneficial for you, as I'm in a Solution was saying. But there is a Hebrew word that I studied and that I practiced all of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. But it was the name of God to remove karma in Hebrew is Vahevav. And when you say that, you are removing any karma from all of your soul's existences, and you're able to remove the pattern from other lifetimes. This came to me through the process of my experience. So I want to introduce it to you so that if it sparks in you to learn more about the 72 names of God and how this mathematics, this symbolism in the Hebrew 72 names of God, how they work, look into it, because it will make a difference in your life if you connect to it and it makes sense to you. It will definitely change your life. Use the tools that inspire you to do this energy. It's so important at this time to follow yourself and be your own guide. If you have any questions about Master Vibration 13, you can always reach me at mastervibration13.com, and you can reach the self-healing practitioners that have spoken tonight at mastervibration13.com. Let me doggone it. One more thing that sparked up, and it was emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence sits in the area of your sacral chakra. This is important to your life and all the relationships that you are having around you. It is important to take a step back when you are emotionally triggered and think logically. It is so important to do that at this time because emotions are on high right now. So with that, I'm going to pass the mic once again. If there's anybody on the floor that has any thing that they want to say or share, you can say it at this time. You can ring my bell, ring my bell. It is Monday, Music Monday. Music is something that you can use to clear and activate your energy center in the sacral space. So use that tool. Use it wisely, though, because sometimes you'll be listening to some stuff that you don't really want it going into your system. So use it wisely. Solution, is there anything else that you wanted to leave us with today?
No. I think you guys did a great job in covering the sacral energy center.
Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for being here live. Thank you for those that are tuning in later. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.
Peace.
Hold it.
Energy and ride the frequency. My soul makes the melody of my life, so I must see. Every tune that comes through me brings balance to my being. I have the power to change the direction in me through sound. I have the power to change the direction in me through my mind. I am creation, I am animation, I am bright, vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am zip, pepper, sass, punch, bounce, moxie, mojo, whatever you call it. I am Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Trece.